I don't know if we have everyone. Looks like we got everyone back. Hang on. Okay. Well, it looks like I believe we have everyone returning. We will continue on quite quickly. So, screen 2. All right. So that does committee breakout. So on to new business. So Secretary Gonzalez wanted to take it some time to sort of have a little like bonding thing, a little like laid back get together sort of thing, or at least like Senate sanctioned time just to like take a breath. So I'm gonna let her take the lead on that if she would like.
Okay, yeah, we talked about having like at least like a 5-minute like not brain break, but just like a minute to talk and relax and like ask each other how we're doing or whatever we want to talk about really. And that time can be extended. I don't know if this necessarily needs to be considered a recess or if
I'm blocking out the time for like quote unquote recess, but there's no need to follow Parley Pro or anything like that. Just chill. Just relaxation.
Okay, so yeah, basically we just chill, talk, whatever, any conversation. If anyone wants to start, or I'll start if no one wants to talk. Any plans this weekend? Valentine's Day is coming up. Ooh, spicy. Anybody got plans? Because I don't.
I don't have any plans. Please talk about your plans.
So I bought me and my partner tickets to do an escape room in Grand Rapids, and I'm really pumped about it because I haven't done an escape room since like senior year of high school. And then I'm also going to try to get us into like one of those igloo, like outdoor heating thingies, but they don't do reservations, which
there's one in Muskegon that does. If you want to, I can get my mom to send me that information to you.
That would be good. Thanks, Ashley. But those are I'm also taking my partner ice skating because they've never been, so.
Nice, solid. Last time I went ice skating, I had a few bruises everywhere. It's dangerous. It hurts.
Has they been skiing before?
What did you say?
Had your partner been skiing before too?
No. So we were just doing that, but he did end up leaving me as soon as we got there. We were supposed to pair up in teams and go, but he just said, okay, bye. And I didn't see him for like an hour. It was great.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm doing something for Valentine's Day. Me and my partner are going to Indianapolis, which isn't that exciting, but you don't have to get in a plane. And we're going to go see the Kurt Vonnegut Museum and an art museum. And I'm really excited because I haven't left my house in so long.
I will also be in Indy during that time for Valentine's Day with my partner. I did have plans. I just wanted to fit in. Okay, guys. But yeah, I'm going to be in Indy too. Probably just going to be in the dorm, but we'll be in the same city. Awesome.
I'll throw this out there. If you don't have plans for Valentine's Day, you could always listen to Wider because they're doing a whole Valentine's Day themed show all day. So check them out. It's going to be really cool. They've been planning this for a while.
Yep, the WSA Hour will be airing at 7 a.m. if anyone's up.
7 a.m.?
Yeah.
I do not remember the last time I woke up at 7 a.m.
My friend is throwing like a Valentine's Day thing on Sunday. Blanked for a sec. So it's going to be fun. So it's going to be a bunch of us. And then obviously I have my cabinet meeting with my folks. So I get to spend my lovely Valentine's Day with my awesome cabinet members.
Will there be mimosas? It's not Galentine's without mimosas. Come on.
Okay, now hold on. Most of us are under 21, unfortunately. So if anyone would like to send me some of that, no. I'm totally joking. Do not do that. That's horrible. I would never do that. But no, we're gonna have like she's coming up with a bunch of stuff, so I'm pretty sure they're all going to be like really cute stuff. My friend's kind of cutie, kind of that kind of way, and so
There's some new movies on Netflix that you all should check out. You know, they got a section and things.
she's gonna make like a spa day or something out of this, and like we're gonna play like a couple. Sorry, we're gonna like I don't really know. She kind of hasn't really explained the plan to us. It's kind of a surprise, which is kind of fun, but we're all kind of really looking forward to it, just to kind of hang out and celebrate being single all together.
One minute remaining, which we can extend if someone wants to, but we still have other things to do. So, but 1 minute remaining.
I bought new games, social games. I bought Utter Nonsense, which is like an accent game. Love that, because you know we love our accents. And then I bought a Incoherent, that like you have to sound out like the phrase. I'm trying to find it so I can show you guys, but I just
That
want
game's fun.
That game is so fun.
It's kind of hard. Like I'm so bad at it. Like when people are making the noise, like sounding it out, I'm like, I can't guess that. Like I thought it would have been a lot easier.
Oh, look, there they are.
Guys, this is my hamster.
Who's
She's so
oh,
cute.
Her name's Amelia.
Named
Yeah.
after the pilot? Question mark.
Yes, because when I went to get her, she was so curious,
Aw.
and so I was like, "You're an adventurer." She's a little scared though, so I'm gonna go put her away.
that's adorable.
You wanna
All
go
right, our time has expired. Would anyone like to? We can extend it one more 5 minutes, but we do have other things to do. And much to my chagrin, I let Greg talk too long. So I'm gonna assume we're good to go. We can probably do these regularly though. Yeah, it looks like Senator Ewing and Senator Taylor both seem to like that idea, so let's do it. We'll do it every week. We'll do something like this, just 5 minutes.
We're gonna show pets next time. I'll show Rochi. That's
Yeah.
my daughter uses this to scare me. She puts it like when I'm dozing off, she'll put it on my shoulder and I'll wake up and freak out. So this is our new little pet.
I love it. That's so funny. I bet you don't, but I do.
No, the hell out of me.
That's funny. All right. Time to moving on. Okay. That's funny though. I like Rochi. Questions and concerns. Okay, so I decided to add this bit in here about like any questions or concerns those have about the election process or like signing up to run again. I know we have senators here who are interested in doing that. If you just have any questions, that's open. Of course, we have our VP of Rules, Bylaws, and Administration here too, who can help us. Should anyone have a question they would like to, and I can't get my chat to pop up for some reason. It's not popping up. I don't know why. There it is. No one say anything, but yeah, if anyone has anything they want to ask, it's open, and
I don't have a question. I have an announcement regarding elections. Presidential slate intent to run forms are due on Monday, so not a lot of time. If you want to run, you should get those in. And senator intent to run forms aren't due in like a hot second, but Dakota's the only one that submitted one. So if y'all want to retain your Senate seat, you got to run for that. Submit your forms.
can have a Senate of one.
So we will be having a ranked presidential ballot. Shouts out Evan Heiser.
What does that mean, Ruby?
That means you won't vote just one person. You'll get to rank who you want. So if you really like two people that are running for president and you really hate the third person and you don't want them to get a chance at getting second place, you can rank them as the last person you want in the position.
Did you see that question from Senator Chetry down there?
So I was not RBA last year. That would be a Chris Sly question.
Chris Sly, do you have the answer to how many people voted in last year's election?
I have to I can look it up. The pandemic and everything affected it. But yeah, I can look it up and see if I can get an answer before the end of the meeting.
Yeah, I think Jacoby's right. It was around 640. I know we had a projected goal and we couldn't meet that goal because COVID kind of screwed everything up, but I think 640 is around that mark.
Cool.
Yeah, I would go with what Jacoby said. That's pretty close. 600 something rings a bell to me as well.
Awesome. Any other questions? And if any of you want to run, you should. I mean, it'd be cool just to have a Senate with just me, because then I can laugh at my own jokes. But I'd like other people to pretend to laugh while I'm here, at least. So, all right. I don't see any other questions in the chat, so we will move on. Stalling to give someone a chance. And we're moving on. Okay. Next bit of stuff is a Senate check-in. So I want to see where everyone is at. We all have constitutional duties here. As senators, those being talking to our deans, and of course the senator at larges, those who I have spoken with, have have other people they need to talk to, but student forum. So I'd like to know who is who's where. What do we got? I will call on people, like 2, if I don't get any, because I just want to know what we're up, what we're doing.
Mr. Speaker, are you looking for just an update on what we've done, or?
Yeah, like how's your semester going so far in regards to your constitutional duties, or at what you're doing as a senator, but mostly in regards to your constitutional duties. Like if you have any questions, or just let me know, because I want to keep everyone on track, because if failure to do your duties is a violation of the Constitution, which leads to removal of office. And if I'm correct, if you are removed from office, you can't run again, or at least I assume so. And we don't want that. We have a lot of productive members here, and I don't want to lose them. So I'll lose you all. So let's. So I just want to see where we're at.
Who do we submit the forms to once we've met with our respective deans? Because as you know, he was already here, met with both of mine, and where do we submit that form?
Form, like what you like once you've spoken with your dean, like what do you do?
Thought there was a reflection, and correct me if I'm wrong, I thought there was a reflection document that was supposed to be filled out. Maybe I'm incorrect on that.
I'm not aware of one. There is a document for like when you're going to have your forum, you can put the date and information down on there, so we can put that in the legacy.
Okay.
But as it stands, there's no real benchmark there's no real like form to fill out, other than I mean, it would be nice if you reported how far you were doing to me, like emailed it, so we can keep track of who's doing what, and we can get you the best help you can get, find you the right resources and everything. So I suppose once you've done what you've had your first meeting, or you're going to have your forum, just shoot me an email like this is what's happening, and I'll make sure I can assist you in any way possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Who else is there?
I have a question for, it's just kind of to get everybody's opinion. So I'm representing the Honors College, and that one's kind of difficult because like I feel like everybody feels like they're associated with their academic college and nobody really cares about the Honors College. So if anybody has ideas of how, like the forum that I held had, I think it was like 5 people. So if anybody has any ideas to get people interested, I would gladly hear them, or anything like that.
Yeah, if anyone has any ideas on how, or
Any advice.
Right. Yeah, that'd be great. Have you been in contact with the other senator from your college?
Yes.
Okay.
But so we've been talking, and we've met a few times in the beginning of the last semester, and we had a conversation with Dean Lopez, and then I haven't really heard from her that much, and she's not the. I'm not trying to
Okay,
be
well,
mean. I really
we
don't
don't
want to
have
be mean.
to. We don't have to go into this. I probably shouldn't have asked you this in the thing, but
It's just a little bit different. Like communication is a little bit difficult.
communication is.
I'll just
key.
say that.
We'll arrange more communication, but definitely any ideas to make that better. Perhaps we can get you in collaboration with other senators and their forums, you know, and maybe you know, to fish out some of those other honor students who are mixed in with their other academic colleges. But yeah, thank you for that, for bringing that up. We will definitely find you some answers. Secretary Gonzalez, you may speak.
Okay, have you tried reaching out to what is it, Valley 3 Hall Director Alex Peterson? Because the honor students live in that valley. So like what me and Dakota did was we basically fished out students. We went to the dorm outside, stood outside and asked them questions. So we brought our forum to them. And I think we're gonna do that in March-ish time. I don't know. But if you wanna go with us and just stand like right next to us, same booth, and basically ask them the honor student questions, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, thank you so much for that offer. We can definitely talk. Like, I'd definitely be interested in doing that. I haven't talked to them because we were a little late with scheduling our forum. Like, I know we had ours after yours, and that was a time where it was getting a lot colder, so we didn't want people to have to like stand outside or anything. So,
As crazy as this sounds, your academic advisor might be another end around. For me, I talked to mine regarding, because I'm in kind of the same boat as you with WMUX, the distance education. There's kind of a Venn diagram of students, and she was pretty helpful in putting a email together that, you know, just said, hey, you actually have a senator, you have representation, and you can attend here. So don't be afraid to lean on them if you're not getting response from your dean or whoever.
thank you so much.
Now, good luck. I know it's tough.
With that, I think I'm at least glad we had some conversation going. I will bring this up again next week, but we do have another item we need to get to. And like I said, I should have stopped Greg because he ate up more time than I thought he would. But whatever. Moving on, spring 2021 SRC Collaboration Request. Let's move on to that one. That's presented by Mr. Mike Burdowski. So if he is here, I will open that up to him.
Indeed, I am here. I may just say heavy on the mister there. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity to speak. Glad to see you all your shining faces. And it's Wednesday night, so you know what that means? We're talking about the SRC. All right. So the SRC and WSA has had a long-standing collaboration with each other dating back to at least when I was in grad school in 2014. It's awesome to see that partnership continue to grow over the years, because at the end of the day, we know that y'all are fighting and going to bat for fellow Broncos, and that's awesome. And with that being said, I just want to personally thank you all for all the work that you do. Y'all are like the offensive line of the institution. When everything goes right, no one says anything, but if something goes wrong, then all the eyes are on you. And being a hog molly growing up, I understand the importance of it. So just thank you all for all that you do. You don't hear it enough. Now, the SRC Collaboration Request. So I don't know if I need to share the document with y'all. It's the same collaboration request that we put in last semester. It is for $3,000 to help offset some of our programming costs. So that way, you know, we can still offer our programs and services to the students at minimal to no cost. This semester alone, we've been offering all of our fitness classes in person and virtually. Well, once we got the okay to do it in person towards, you know, back half of January and all that stuff. And with everything rolling out with the new updates, we're continuously just trying to stay on top of everything. So the $3,000 would help put a dent in that student salaries. And just going off some numbers here from what we had, just for fitness alone on our average about what we'd spend, and this isn't if we add more classes. Sometimes we add more classes if they're popular, take them away, you know, replace them, all that good stuff. Fitness alone, we'd spend about $3,400 on student salaries. For the climbing wall, it'd be around $400. And for intramural sports with our league sports that we're doing and some of our one-day tournaments would be another $400. So the $3,000 wouldn't completely cover it, but it will certainly help us keep our bottom line, help keep us afloat a little bit in this time that we're all in. Big thing we're getting is a lot of people are just feeling pretty isolated and lonely. And so we just want to keep offering our programs and services, whether it be in person or virtual, so that way people can feel that connectedness to each other. That's all I got out of that $3,000. I can promise you we will spend every penny on that, on student salaries. And yeah, I'll open the floor to any questions y'all may have.
Beginning a speakers list in the chat.
Mr. Speaker, Senator Chatry posted a question in there.
Okay. Senator Chatry asks, is it possible for us to access on details on report about how the funding was used for last semester?
Probably, but I will have to figure out how that will go. And Christopher Voss, he is the one who oversees our budget and everything. He is our business operations associate director. He'd be the one to answer that question, but I know we spent it all on student salaries from fitness, intramurals, and some of the other stuff that we've done also, like just having everyone around and doing stuff for Turkey Trot as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great question.
Vice President Theory.
Thank you. Good to see you, Bird. My question is about the long-term viability of the Students Recreation Center, and do you anticipate being able to get back to full strength at some point, without funding from WSA, or what is the support from Student Affairs look like more long-term?
Yeah, so I know right now that the university is looking at a new budget model, and with that, we're hopeful that with this new budget model that we will be able to be back at full strength at the very least, if not more some up in the front end, more programs, services, other stuff offered right now. But that is our hope. And above all, I don't like doing this, because in a perfect world we'd have unlimited resources and can do whatever we want. But we know that it's nice knowing that this money from this collaboration will go help support other students as well. So I'm hopeful that in the future you'll never have to see my beautiful face again, other than me just coming on and telling you all thank you for all the hard work that you're doing. But that I cannot promise you, because if I could predict the future, Hank, I would have won the Mega Millions a couple weeks ago and wouldn't be here talking to y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, hearing none, we can move into discussion on it.
Speaker, I have one more question.
Go ahead.
Just want to inquire on how the funding was utilized last semester, if the rec was temporarily closed by Governor Whitmer's orders.
Yeah, so it was temporarily closed, as you know. However, although we still offered all of our, not all of them, because we couldn't do like flag football and other stuff like that in person, but we still offered virtual fitness classes, which we paid our instructors for. And we always like to pay our instructors at a competitive rate in the area to keep them within our own program and, helping out other students. So it was all spent towards student wages. I can promise you that.
Well, thank you. Any more questions real quick before I? Hearing none, seeing none, moving into discussion. Any discussion points? Go ahead, Vice President Effinger.
Thank you, Speaker Shapiro. I just think that this is another great opportunity for WSA. I know I worked at the Recreation Center as an IM official, and I can tell you that, thank you. And I can tell you all of that by enabling our students to work, we're enabling to provide those programs for numerous more students. because a lot of these programs wouldn't exist without those students to officiate, to run them, and to offer their services and talents. So I definitely support this, love IMs, and I hope we all vote for anyone who is able to vote, votes in favor.
Thank you. Any other questions or any other discussion points? Oh, I see the Senator Mutombo. I see you there.
Yeah, pretty much to say the same thing as Vice President Eric said. I also work at the Student Recreation Center, and that's a very good initiative from Bird to do that. And yeah, I'm in favor of that. Thank you.
Awesome. Anything else? I'm not seeing any. I've been informed that really our discussion should have occurred while Mr. Brodowski was not here. My mistake. Oops. But it happened. He's here. He's here and he heard it. So we're just
I
gonna...
love the praise about IMs. I'll take it all day. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't anything disappointing. So with that said, we're gonna move into voting. Could we, I guess, move him out for that, or I guess it doesn't matter.
Can we actually have more discussion time with him?
With him out of the room? Okay. Yeah, let's end polling. Send him out of the room, please, Eric.
Do I need to hop over to the House of Representatives one then, or just wait in the waiting room and then come bounce?
So much for that question. He'll get it answered anyway.
Keep him out.
That said, let's continue our discussion.
One moment. Mr. Brodowski, you can log off at this point. We can tell you what happened at the House meeting, or you can go in the waiting room. It's your choice.
Okay, cool. All right, let's continue discussion. Now that he's gone, any negatives? VP Theory, VP Morris, VP Ryan. Okay, so VP Theory first.
I don't, this is kind of what my question was getting at, and I don't really know if this is a negative, but it's like Student Affairs came and told us that they were able to pay $18,000 per semester for an online program. That may very well be good and students are enjoying it, but we heard that, oh, it's no big deal. It's 18,000, right? Like it's kind of just a drop in the bucket. And they're asking for 3,000. And I can tell you from experience working at the rec fights tooth and nail every semester to have enough money to do what they need to do. So I don't advise, let me be clear, I don't advise not voting in support of this. But what I do advise is us putting more pressure on Student Affairs to adequately support the Recreation Center because they can, and they're choosing not to. And I think, the rec historically, I would say, has been a great supportive entity to students, far more, than an online program that costs, many times more than what Bert is asking for today.
Very good, Vice President Theory. Thank you. Vice President Morris.
Yeah, I was going to say, echo the same sentiments as Henry there. I think that's exactly what I was going to say. But just also being wary of what precedent that we are setting for the university, and then letting them know that it's okay if every time the rec comes to us for money, is that when will the rec stop coming to us for money? Because they won't, because the university can continue to underfund them. So I think that this is great. This is an awesome thing that students are involved in and is necessary to pass, but what can we do about it?
Executive Vice President Wright. Thank you, Vice President Morris.
Yeah, I agree with both of the things that were just said. I would, on the other hand, oppose voting to support this. Just like Vice President Morris mentioned, that we're setting a bad precedent at least 4 times now. That I think this is the 4th time or 5th time that I've seen the rec come to us for money. And it's a lot of student funds going directly to the rec, and they already get a portion of student funds. I also want to say that last semester when they came to us, they did not tell us that they were spending the money on salaries. However, he just said that it went all towards salaries. but also said that he didn't have the specifics on where it went. So I think if we're gonna give them money, there needs to be more specifics tied to what it can be used for. But I'm just not really for it. I think the money could be adequately used elsewhere. I know we got at least 2 responses today from the legacy about student projects or student initiatives that could be funded. So I would urge you all to really consider everything and the precedent that we're setting, because I think we have a hard enough time funding pay increases for WSA, but we're paying for rec center staff.
Very, very good point, Mr. Executive Vice President. Following him is, I can't see because everything's moving, Vice President Scheller, I think.
I was going to pass just because I want a senator to speak, but I might just say real quick, I think what Jacoby's saying is really, really important here. Because if we say no, we know that student affairs could fund this, like that sends a message. And so, yeah, just think about the messages that we're sending and think about like these actions that we do in this legislation we pass, it sends a message to the university because they do watch what we do.
Thank you. I'm going to skip over you, Vice President Theory, just to give a senator a chance. Senator, which one is this? Senator or Secretary Gonzalez?
So I just have a question. I don't know if anyone can answer this, but are students who work at the SRC students that have work study or students that are considered like an actual job outside of work study?
Anyone is eligible to work at the rec center. It's not
Okay.
work study required.
Okay, gotcha. Second thing is, if we, I guess, I completely understand where VP Wright is coming from, where we're sending that message that we're always going to be there for them to provide this funding. However, I guess my concern is right now during a pandemic, students need, a job, need to get paid. So I don't know if we don't provide this funding, will they cut jobs? Will they, limit the opportunity for those students?
Thank you, Secretary Gonzalez. Back to Vice President Theory.
Yeah, I mean, if there's somebody else, I can say my point. I think, if we were to say no, we would have to look at who this is impacting, and it's impacting students. And I would probably say if we said no, student affairs would not turn around this semester and fill this hole. They would probably cut some employees, because they're in a silo and, they probably have done that in the past. So I think, to everyone's point, including Executive VP Wright, we do have to send that message at some point, but I think that message can be better conveyed in a conversation that we should have with student affairs about what this needs to look like in the future, because they may not get that message from our no vote if we don't explain it to them.
Thank you, Vice President Effinger.
Thank you. I want to respond to a question real quick I have from Vice President Barada about the money that is currently available in the budget. Although the budget is not yet approved for spring 2021, we have currently $8,000 allocated to the collaboration fund. In response to Vice President Wright's comment, I want to say that if we do vote no, this could end up looking really, really bad on WSA. If the rec center cuts programs and, it comes to everyone's attention as we are streaming live on YouTube right now that we voted not to fund this and support them, fingers are going to get pointed. Some are going to go to student affairs and some are going to come to us. So at this point, I would recommend that we do vote in favor. We watch to see how the new budget model impacts the rec center. If they gain more funds, wonderful, and they don't have to come back to us. If they don't, then we have a conversation with student affairs, but we cannot decide that right now when they're asking for money. We need to give them prior warning so they can find other sources as well. I mean, we're a quarter of the way into the semester. They need an answer. With that, I'll yield.
Thank you, Vice President Effinger. We are going to do the final two here. That's Senator Brian Taylor. Following him will be Senator Alicia Ewing.
Sure. And I'll cut mine pretty short because Vice President Effinger basically said 98% of what was on my mind. I think I would agree that just given everything, with COVID, sort of emotional and mental health basically follow physical health. This is probably not the right time with the vote to send the message, but vote comes with a very, very strong caveat of one, discussions and transparency around how the funding is, how the other sources of funding are happening. And I think this is a great opportunity to force that conversation. So this time next year, we don't run into this same situation. But I think in terms of the vote, I was on campus knowing how much the rec center meant to keeping sanity, especially in the winter months. I would recommend a yes vote on this, and then we figure out the rest later. Deal.
Thank you. Senator Ewing?
So I completely agree with what Senator Taylor just said, but I just had a question for someone who's been on WSA longer than I have. Okay, so would student affairs receive an explanation if we voted no, if they didn't come looking for it? Because if they don't, then I agree that that message that we're trying to send could easily be misinterpreted by anybody who sees it, and I agree that that would be bad for our reputation. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you. With that, we can go into a vote, but as I'm seeing in the chat, we can also move this issue, to table this issue for the next meeting if we want to discuss it further. So I will leave that open. 10 seconds for someone to offer a motion to move or to table this.
Was on to move this agenda.
To table? Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have a consent?
Consent.
Then the issue has been tabled for next meeting.
I have a question.
You gotta ask for opposition.
Oh yeah, my apologies. Opposition?
Yeah. Opposed.
Okay, now we'll have to vote on it. So could we get that up?
As a reminder, this is a vote to table the agenda item to next week, not to approve the SRC funding.
Ten more seconds.
Speaker Shapiro, do you know how many senators are here?
Yeah, there are 17. We had some trickle in after, or excuse me, there are 18, including myself and the secretary. All right. So the motion to table has passed, and we will table this for the next meeting. That said, we're going to follow through and finish out the last two agenda items, which are just my speaker hours, which you guys know at this point are 7 to 8 tonight. And then notes from the speakers or from the senators. Do we have any notes from the senators? 5 seconds to talk. Seeing none, hearing none. Notes from cabinet?
Just a reminder, if you are graduating this semester or in summer of 2021, please fill out the form for your commencement accessories. Only one person has done so. Also, if you know anyone else who is not currently in WSA but was in WSA and is not yet graduated, please share that form with them so they can also be properly recognized at commencement. Also, one more thing, the cords and accessories are completely free to students. WSA will cover the cost, so you do not have to pay anything for them.
Where can we find that form?
That form I know was sent out in a previous agenda. I do not know if it is on our website, but I can work with Vice President Poole to get it up there.
Alrighty. I don't know what Charles is referring to at the moment, but with that said, any more notes from cabinet? Okay, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting at now.
Second.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
Second.
Second.
Consent?
Consent.
Do I ask for opposition?